people talking about X Factor.
Of course.
Probably talking about whoever was voted out last week.
Who was voted out last week? Wasn't it Abby last week?
Abby, yeah.
Now, did you think she was any good?
I thought she was okay. Just okay. Kind of boring. I didn't think she should have done the show.
You don't think she should have done
I didn't. I said at the first audition, I don't think you're right for the show.
What do you think she should have done? Just made you a cup of tea and
I think she's like a singer... No! I think she's like a singer-songwriter. I just didn't think she was versatile enough.
So who's your star act this year?
Well, I've got 3 left.
You got 3? That's
I've got
incredible.
3, yeah.
Haven't got Paul Achister left, though, have you, Louis?
No. No, but you know what? No, he's coming down. He's coming back next year.
Talk to me. I've lost all respect for you.
Why?
Because he's good, isn't he?
He's
you
really
told him he had
good.
the best voice
He's
in the
really
thing.
good. I want him to come back next year.
But he was in
my
it
guest.
this year.
He was down with me the weekend.
That's what you say to someone who's late.
He
That's
came
what the
to
Royal
see me the
Mail say.
weekend. I looked after him the weekend. I showed him what he should do next year.
What do you mean you looked after him at the weekend?
He came down to the show, and I showed him what really happened.
Why every series of X Factor do you always do this? It's always you who picks the person who's like not actually good at singing, and it's entertaining. No. Just out of interest. Out of pure interest.
But he's still in the competition.
Yeah, he's in the competition. Right. So this is my question to you, though. Right.
It's a popularity contest.
If it's right. So it's not a singing competition.
It's a popularity. It's a personality. It's everything.
I'll be honest with you. No one has ever taken the X Factor as seriously as you just have. No one.
Jenny, you know what? There's lots of people in the charts that cannot sing.
Come on, let's name names.
I'm not naming them, but
Come
there's
on,
a
name
lot of
some
them.
names.
No. Britney. There's lots of people in the charts.
Britney is a triumph of auto-tune.
But she's not a great singer, you know?
That's the one guy on tour stars don't upset. They don't upset the auto-tune guy. Yeah. They talk, the rest of the crew, they treat him like scum, but the auto-tune guy, they go, how are you? Did you sleep well? Because he could just go like that, and they just go,
The Star Wars open auditions in Bristol.
This is huge news, isn't it? Brilliant.
It's funny that they queued up for about 8 hours in the freezing rain.
Over 4,000 people turned up to the auditions in Bristol, and about 1,500 were turned away without even being seen.
Without even being seen, that's harsh, isn't it? Just...
Louis, you do these open auditions. How quickly do you know? Like, when you're auditioning people, how quickly do you know, well, they're clearly not going to get it? How long do you give them?
Well, we see a few hundred people a day. I mean, we let them sing maybe 1 song. If they're good, you know. If they're really bad, we might get 2 songs.
Jordan, have you ever auditioned? Have you gone up for an audition?
Actually, yeah. I got to the last 5 to be Will Smith's son when I was like 9.
I tell you, you got the part. His son.
I went for that thing for Will Smith's son as well. I got down to the last 2.
She's a very versatile actress.
I didn't need to go to the auditions because I've already got a part in the new Star Wars film.
Have you?
Yeah, I've already been cast. I play the postman on the Death Star. Insufferably cheery postman, walking around the Death Star going, may the parcel force be with you. I always think the thing about Darth Vader, I've never understood about Darth Vader, is why hasn't he got rickets?
Tell me more.
That costume on all the time, his skin would never ever see any sunlight. So really, he should have rickets. He should, instead of walking around like this, magisterially like this, he should walk around like this. Don't worry, I'm not coming in.
It's difficult to know how they could have made Darth Vader any scarier. That walk is it.
The thing is, the new trilogy has got to be really good, because the first trilogy was really good, and then the prequel trilogy was awful, and it undid all of the good work of the original trilogy, and then the third trilogy's got to be not just good, but even better to make up for the prequel trilogy. And it's a bit like going out on a date, and it's great, and you know, you go to Pizza Express and up the London Eye, and that's brilliant. And on the second date, you know, you've been waited in the rain for 2.5 hours, right? And she shows up with a friend for protection, right? And at the end of the night, you're both crying and there's in the bed, right? And so on the third date, you know, you're gonna need scented candles, right? And foot rubs, Carol, right? Because you will not walk all over me. You will not do that again.
listen, what they've done now is they've said that because so many people turn up to these open auditions, they're going to allow people to audition on video, and you can just send in your audition tape. John, Sean, do you want to...
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, OK, fine.
Well, I don't need to. I've already got a part, but...
Well, you've been...
I'm such a versatile actor.
If I give you that
see me...
If I give Sean that one, you could be Vader, you could be Luke. Just
right.
Classic lines. You just got to embody the role.
OK.
All right. Action.
If only you knew the power of the dark side. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No! The second no's not in the script, but I'm... I'm your father!
Chuffing hell, that's never eat. That is in the script. No, that's not true. That's impossible.
Say it's your feelings. You know it to be true.
No.
Scene. What do you think?
The government have launched a scheme for new mothers where if they breastfeed for 6 months, they get given some shopping vouchers. Is that
brilliant scheme.
That's in the news, isn't it?
Yeah.
But how do we check? How do we know what they're doing?
How do we check?
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to help.
Well, you know what I mean.
Finally, my
How do
boob
we know?
inspector T-shirt will have a purpose. Now, how could they check, Joe? What would they...
Well, they can't, can they? That's why it's ridiculous.
Well, surely if you breastfeed, you are producing milk, whereas if you don't breastfeed, you stop producing milk.
What, you think they could come along and have a squeeze and see if anything comes out?
The boob inspector.
You're welcome, ladies.
You could have, like, a special screen so they don't have to see him, and they just put their nipple through the screen. Jimmy stands on the other side.
I would suggest Sean's idea for a glory hole for boobs is a fine one. I'd like to put that forward. Would it be at a service station, Sean? Where would it be? Presumably a service station. I'm very comfortable with this arrangement. I'm fine with that.
I actually got told off in a restaurant for breastfeeding. Wasn't actually my child, but I just felt like it. You know.
When the mood takes you, why not?
Because I didn't understand about breastfeeding, because I've never been called upon to do it. It's incredible, isn't it? I found out this week that if the baby cries, the woman naturally lactates, which has taught me I'm not mature enough to have a child. Because if I knew that information, I would definitely wait until my wife had just had a shower and got dressed and then go...
Seeing as I'm the only one qualified, I feel, on this panel to speak about the vicissitudes of breastfeeding. Now, I just want to tell you a little story. A friend of mine who was a midwife went round to visit a woman who's breastfeeding her 5-year-old. And she said to this woman, look, I think he's a little bit old to be breastfed. And this child took his face off his mother's bosom and went, fuck off. So brilliant.